Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can. And I continue with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I have discovered the Starforge system, so let's go there. This planet has no entry in the Republic archives.
You are strong, child, but I will break you.
I'll never fall to the dark side. You think torture will turn me, Malak? You're a fool.
Torture? No, dear Bastila. You misunderstand. This is but a taste of the dark side to whet your appetite. When you finally swear loyalty to me, it will be willingly.
Never.
Such resolve in your words, but I see the truth in your heart. The dark side calls to you, Bastila. You hunger to taste it. Become my apprentice, and all its power can be yours.
Starforge. I've never seen anything like it. I'm transmitting these coordinates to Admiral Dodonna. Maybe a quick strike by the Republic can cripple the Sith fleet. Message is away. Now we can just wait for the Republic to show up. We should be safe here. We're outside their sensor range. Small vanguard of Sith fighters coming in hard. Someone needs to get on those gun turrets. Take those fighters out before they report our position to the main fleet. We've got problems. We've flown in some kind of disruptor field. All my instruments are jammed. We've got massive overloads in all systems. I'm picking up a single planet in this system. I'll try and put us down there. Hold on. This may be a rough landing.
Whew! Talk about your rough landings, Karth. What's the matter? You're flying like you've been on an all-night Tarisian ale drinking binge.
That disruptor field fried our stabilizers. We're lucky we made it down in one piece. But if I can't find the salvage to make repairs, I won't even be able to get the Ebon Hawk airborne again.
During our rather rapid descent, I noticed the hulls of many crashed ships scattered across the landscape. Perhaps the parts you need can be found among the wreckage.
The Cathar's right. This planet's a technological graveyard. I saw dozens of downed ships out there. That disruptor field must have wiped them all out. But where could it be coming from?
Even if we get the stabilizers fixed, we have to find and disable the source of that disruptor field before we can take off. Otherwise, we'll just end up crashing again.
The disruptor could wipe the entire Republic fleet.
You're right. That Sith fleet we saw must have some type of protection against the disruptor field. We have to find a way to disable it, or the Republic will be slaughtered.
T3's picking up massive power fluctuations on the ship's sensors. They seem to be coming from some type of large stone structure to the east. It looks like some kind of ancient temple.
You all seem to be forgetting about Bastila.
We haven't forgotten about her, but we can't do her much good stuck down here. We have to help ourselves before we can help her.
I only hope we're not too late. Bastila has been Malak's prisoner for a long time. If he can turn her to the dark side, she will join him and the Sith will be invincible.
Bastila would never turn to the dark side.
I fear Bastila will find the lure of the dark side difficult to resist. She is strong in the Force, but she's also impulsive, willful, and proud, as you once were, Revan.
Well, I'm not a Revan anymore.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Now that you know your true identity, I was afraid you might slip back over to the dark side. If Bastila feels as you do, there may yet be hope for her.
Well, if Bastila's on the Starforge like you think, Jolie, then we can't rescue her until we disable that disruptor field. The sooner we investigate that temple to the east, the better. We can probably find the wreckage of a downed ship along the way. And if we're lucky, we can salvage some stabilizers from it to get off this planet.
I hope everything works out as smooth as you make it sound, Karth.
Well, so do I, Mission. So do I.
Well, can we talk now?
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
What do you know of this world?
I am sorry, but I do not know anything about this place. It truly is an unknown world to me. I would be surprised if anyone at all in the Republic knew of it. We should be on our guard at all times. How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I want to talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about? Of course.
Yeah, what do you want?
Know anything about this world?
This world is odd. It looks like a battlefield, but the environment here is lush and green. Whatever happened here was a long time ago. I have seen many strange worlds in my time, but this world is stranger still. I don't like this place. Something happened, or is happening here, and I don't like it. We should get out of here as soon as possible. You have anything else you want to ask?
Yes.
Yeah, what do you want?
What are your thoughts now?
I'm not happy with the way my life has turned. I'm not the Mandalore I once was. I don't even think I'm the merc I was when I joined you. I think I need something more than killing and fighting in my life. I need a purpose or something like that.
What will you do?
The way the Mandalorians, we fought. It holds no appeal for me. To rape and ravage worlds for the thrill of battle. It gets old. Very old. Honor in battle. Cheating death. Comrades in arms. The code of the Mandalore. I think I'm something different now. Maybe more, maybe less.
What are you going to do?
I don't think there is really any place left in the galaxy for the Mandalorian clans like they were. I don't know if I can go on forever fighting as I have. Even warriors get insightful in their old age. Once my time with you is done, once you have moved on to greater things, I'll find my own way once again. Maybe the Mandalorian clans will be reborn again. Maybe even under the Republic, or the Sith. But dreaming about the future is stupid right now. We should get down to our business and finish it. If we survive all this, maybe we could talk about it then. Is there something else you want to know? Your choice. Yeah, what do you want? Your choice.
Okay, I'll take Canderous and Juhani, because maybe after I advance the plot a little bit, some more talks with them will still unlock. Oh, it seems Gizka are either native to this place, or someone that has crashed here before and was carrying them. A sort of bodies. Crashed Republic cruiser. I think that's restored content. I don't think this existed in the base game. This door is sealed and requires a keycard to open. Apparently there are Mandalorians in here. Data pad. People haven't been listening to the captain anymore. It's all General Revan now. Let me rephrase that. General Revan has galvanized the soldiers in a way that the captain has never been able to. Ever since the Jedi joined the war, the captain has steadily been losing influence in favor of the Jedi generals, particularly General Revan. Look, it's not just because they outrank him. The Jedi have given us hope that we can actually win this thing. Many times early in this war, we had to pull back when things got dicey. It was frustrating. With General Revan, there's no hesitation. Do whatever it takes to win, no matter what. We sieged the city the other day and retook it from the Mandalorians. Sure, civilians died, but that's the price of war. Whatever it takes to win. So it seems this cruiser is here since the Mandalorian Wars. Yeah, I guess that wasn't so long ago.
Yes?
What is it?
Sure.
Armor +1, you say?
Yeah?
Your wish?
You know what? Interesting.
Yes?
Oh, Revan's quarters. So that was my quarters back when I was a Republic General. Jedi Knight's robe. Crystals. What does that other crystal do? Energy, attack bonus 3, energy 3. Nope, this is better. Identity Revan confirmed. Access personal logs. History is on the move. Those who cannot keep up will be left behind, to watch from a distance, whilst those who stand in my way will not watch at all. Many of our forces had been engaged in a battle with the Mandalorians above Malachor 5. They were disposable and had served their purpose, and I no longer required them in my plans. Their loyalties lies elsewhere and could not be trusted, and they shared the same fate as the Mandalorians. Our outlying fleets pulled back. We watched as the mass shadow generator obliterated both our enemies and utterly destroyed Malachor 5 in single masterful stroke. Drifting Mandalorian hulks littered the surrounding orbit, and many Republic ships crashed into the planet below, or what was left of it. No cost is too great. I will never forget the last words of Mandalore as he lay broken at my feet. They tricked me. We were never meant to win this war. They used me and my people to test the Republic's strength. About 2 years before he declared war on the Republic, Mandalore was approached by a man with a skin color of blood, a Sith. He claimed to be an emissary of a powerful master, and he convinced Mandalore to help him search for his enemy's tomb in the unknown regions. In return, he told Mandalore of a vision his master received, one of the Mandalorians rising up against the Republic. He told him that they would conquer world after world, crushing their enemies until the Republic collapsed on itself. He promised the Mandalorians a glorious victory, and Mandalore believed him. Fool. Honor is a fool's prize. Glory is of no use to the dead. In Mandalorian culture, Mandalore's death is merely an opportunity for another warrior to seize control of the clans by claiming the fallen Mandalore's helmet. To prevent this, I stripped the helmet from Mandalore and hid it away in a snow-covered world in the... We took the mask to the tomb within the Twin Spears, the very same where Mandalore received the offer from the Sith to attack the Republic. A datachron was found within the tomb that served as the chronicle of the Sith Lord who was interred there. We had thought that the Sith species vanished after the Great Hyperspace War, and one of their kind hasn't been seen in the Republic space for over 1,000 years. Clearly, this is no longer the case. We searched the empty buildings for hours, looking for archives, records, and astrologation charts that would guide our next steps on our journey. We had come across an information center where we finally were able to piece together what we think... what's up with... Why can't I scroll down? It was at this point the Republic defeated the Sith Empire in the Great Hyperspace War over 1,000 years ago, and it had since raised Korriban and numerous Sith worlds. Vitiate, playing on their fear, invited the Sith Lords who remained to participate. I don't know how to scroll this. I'm trying the mouse scroll, or, the arrow keys, and it isn't... We started at the cityscape in fascinated... We stared at the cityscape in fascinated horror. He had consumed everything, light, sound, color, even the Force. Nothing remained. Everything on Natema had simply been snuffed out, extinguished so completely that it ceased to have any meaning. Your fractured mind is unable to fully process the information present at this particular log. Images flash in your head, and after a few brief moments you involuntarily close the log with a painful headache. Now is not the time to confront this information. Only after defeating Darth Malak should you return to comprehend this. Will it even be possible? Is there gameplay after? Our fleet has been unaware of the true purpose of our journey. Our hunt for the Mandalorian remnants within the unknown regions was a clever ruse, although we still eliminated the trace pockets of resistance that we happened to come across. No, the true purpose for the journey was always finding the Star Forge. The star map on Dantooine led us to several different worlds: Tatooine, Kashyyyk, Manaan, Korriban. Piecing together the remnants had led us here, back to the unknown regions, to an insignificant system located beyond the farthest edges of the explored space. The Starforge, the glory of the Rakata, the apex of their infinite empire, a machine of invincible might, a tool of unstoppable conquest. There are still traces of that power here. This planet is strong in the Force. It may have even been the birthplace of the first servants of the dark side, the Rakata leaders who drove their people to conquer and enslave hundreds of worlds, thousands of years before the rest of the galaxy even discovered hyperdrive technology. All this power is concentrated and focused in the Starforge. The Starforge is more than just an enormous factory. In some ways, it is like a living creature. It hungers. It can feed on the dark side within us all. I can feel it. As useful as the station might be, I will limit personal contact with it unless absolutely necessary. I do not intend for it to destroy us like it did the Rakatans. There are things beyond the known reaches of the galaxy that the Republic isn't ready to face, and if it does, it will be utterly destroyed. It is a stagnant beast, and its weakness is apparent, even to the Mandalorians, a proud warrior race. Untouched by the Force, we're almost able to conquer it. We fought in the Mandalorian Wars, and only we were able to turn the tide. We have seen the destruction that a true war could bring, and only we had the strength to make the tough choices necessary to win the war and destroy the enemy so utterly that they could never raise arms against us again. The Jedi Order doesn't understand this, has never understood this, and this will ultimately bring the fall of the Republic and the Galactic Order. Time has come for a new order, one that is free from the inherently limited dogma of the Jedi Order and the corrupted bureaucracy of the Republic, by bringing the entire galaxy under one law, one language, and the enlightened guidance of one individual. The corruption and weakness that plagued the Republic in later years will never take root, and this unity will safeguard us against the threats that our current Republic is woefully ill-equipped to face. The Starforge has the capability to produce limitless fleets of technological advancements, and I do not intend to put it to waste. There is no place for the weak-willed or the hesitant. Only by firm action and resolute faith will we survive under my new empire. No sacrifices too great, no treachery too small. Okay, I'll return to those previous logs because now I can scroll it properly. So we had thought the Sith species vanished after the Great Hyperspace War, and one of their kind had not been seen in Republic space for over 1,000 years. Clearly, this is no longer the case. As we approached the planet of Nathema, we knew something was wrong. When we gazed at it, we felt something strange and unsettling, something unnatural, the complete absence of the Force. The sensation was completely alien. Usually the Force was omnipresent. It radiated stronger in certain places, and at certain times the balance of the dark side and the light constantly shifted, but it was always there in some way, shape or form. Now, however, we felt nothing. We had become so accustomed to the presence of the Force in the background that its complete absence was almost overwhelming. We had lived our entire lives attuned to the Force, and having it stripped away was indescribable. The Force is an energy. It gives heat to our emotions and our minds. The events of Malachor had left a mark on the Force, a wound that would never heal. Here, however, the Force was simply gone. It was as if someone had ripped it away, leaving only an empty void behind. We searched the empty building for hours, searching for clues, archives, records, and astrologation charts that would guide us to our next steps of the journey. We had come across information centers where we finally were able to piece together what we think happened there, thanks to the meticulous record-keeping. The people of Nathema had spent their last days terrified and in a desperate state. They had known it was only a matter of time until the Jedi found them, and the ruler of Nathema, the Sith Lord Vitiate, had preyed upon the people's fear. Transcripts of his public speeches were filled with graphic warnings of what the Jedi would do to them once they arrived. Records confirmed that his speeches had been broadcasted and transmitted across the whole Empire, sowing the seeds of terror among the Sith worlds. It was at this point that the Republic had defeated the Sith Empire in the Great Hyperspace War over 1,000 years ago, and it has since razed Korriban and numerous Sith worlds. Vitiate, playing on their fear, invited the Sith Lords who remained to participate in a ritual to unlock the potential of the dark side. He promised that they would unleash power beyond any they had ever witnessed or imagined. No records exist of the ritual itself or what happened afterwards, but there are precious few rituals whose effects result in what we've witnessed on Nathema. I believe Vitiate performed a modification of the Thought Bomb, using it to absorb the combined powers of the assembled Sith Lords. Every man, woman, and child on Nathema must have died that day. Every beast, bird, and fish, all the insects and plants, every living being touched by the Force was consumed. We stared at the cityscape in fascinated horror. He had consumed everything: light, sound, color, even the Force. Nothing remained. Everything on Nathema had simply been snuffed out, extinguished so completely that it ceased to have any meaning or purpose. It was a vacuum of existence, a blight on the natural order. It was annihilation and obliteration. The very fabric of the Force has been shredded. We realized that Vitiate, the Sith Master that the emissary served, wasn't simply a descendant of a Sith Lord who has driven the Elder Dramath into exile. Vitiate was the Sith Lord who drove him into exile. Anyone capable of turning an entire planet into a nihilistic abomination had to be completely mad and needed to be destroyed. Okay, so to be honest, that gives some pretty interesting context to Revan's actions and why exactly has he, turned to world domination, or rather galactic domination, because he has sensed some kind of a greater threat, and he thought only by uniting the galaxy under his banner he can confront it. Combat simulation. Access combat simulation. Combat simulations are lethal. Mandalorian Neo Crusader.
For the Order!
Okay, so I'm not sure what's the point of this. I'll get through all of them, just because maybe something will happen.
What is it?
Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
What is it?
What? Sure.
Jedi can do damage.
Yes?
What is it?
What?
Your wish?
What? What?
Jedi can do. Your wish?
Yeah? Huh?
What?
What is it?
Yeah?
Yes?
Yeah? What?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes?
What is it?
Yeah?
What?
Combat old men. Ah, okay. One of the Jedi Masters.
Your wish?
What?
Yes?
Your wish?
What? Here it is! That'll show you. What?
Yes?
Here it is! Yeah. Here!
What?
Here! What?
Oh, I don't quite know what purpose did it serve,
Yes.
other than just
Yeah?
What?
more combat, which I don't think this game needed. Oh, no, the engine deck. I don't want to... I want to explore the entirety of this.
Here it is! Yeah?
I heard I said.
What is it?
What?
The inhabitants of this world have proven to be fearsome warriors. The same can't be said for the Republic soldiers stationed on the ship. Turns out they are not so strong without the Jedi to back them up. Doesn't look like the Jedi are coming back either. They, as well as the platoon of soldiers, left us to rot here. That's fine, we'll take the ship for ourselves. The remaining soldiers pose little threat to us. If we're stuck on this moon for an extended period of time, we should look into using stealth fields against the native creatures. We have already been using them to send groups to find a way into a nearby temple. The locals have natural advantage here, and I'm not so keen as to becoming rancor lunch. We have left a few of the handlers' bodies outside as a warning. That should be one of the few things that will get through to those primitives. Combat sensor, CNS strength enhancer, strength +2, saves +0. Actually I prefer strength +2 to dexterity +2.
Huh? Sure.
This is what I
Three video logs available.
just finished tending to the soldiers after getting off Taris. We liberated the planet, but those damn Mandies sure didn't make it easy on us. Something changed in General Revan following Duro. In that battle, all we could do was watch as Basilisk war droids rained like meteors onto the orbiting cities. And we couldn't do a damn thing about it. I think that set something off. General Revan used scorched earth policy to take out a Mandalorian command center, including an entire Republic platoon. The whole city got vaporized. I mean, I'm loyal until the end. General Revan stood by us when the Jedi Council didn't. But I can't help but wonder, victory at any cost is worth it. We lost a lot of good people down there. Does that make us any better than the Mandalorians? I don't know. I'm gonna clean up the place a little bit and then hit the sack. We're gonna be heading to Althir next, and I need to make sure I have everything ready. I guess that's it then. Mandalore is dead and the Mandalorian fleet destroyed, along with a good chunk of our forces. I've heard a nasty rumor that the ships closest to Malachor 5 were composed of soldiers and Jedi whose loyalties to General Revan were in question. Part of me doesn't want to believe that, but the signs have been apparent for a while. The piles of bodies on Duxon, Onderon, Jaga's cluster, Taris. Each battle seemed to have more casualties than the last, and far too often we would have to leave the wounded behind in order to keep moving forward. I owe everything and more to General Revan. But was it really worth it to destroy an entire planet? I don't know. I need to get back to work and tend to the few wounded we actually brought on board. Something just took out the ship. I'm not sure where we are, but we landed. We've been hunting Mandalorian remnants ever since the war ended. Both General Revan and General Malak have been handling a lot of the hunting personally. Sets a good example to the rest of us, though. Were it not for them, I don't think there'd even be a Republic left. However, I'm not sure what we'll find here. This is way off any star chart that I know of. I'm gonna stay in the ship for now. Definitely won't be airborne again, but it has to be safer than anywhere else here.
Your wish? Yes?
That'll show you.
Yes?
Your wish?
What?
Your wish?
What? Yes?
I had to dump another Republic body earlier today. I don't know how we've missed that one. Thought we fully cleared out the engine deck almost a year ago. This one must have been knocked off the scaffoldings. For the moment, we're still stranded until a ship manages to land here somewhat intact. Even when one does, how are we going to leave without crashing again? We've sent scouts to scavenge material and supplies, but it's clear the ship is never going to be space-worthy again. At the very least, the locals here have provided us suitable target practice. Rancor's steak is particularly delicious. The Jedi have been gone for years. There's no way they've gotten taken down by a bunch of savages. They must have found a way to leave. How the hell did they manage it? Vindicator Ion Engine Control System error. System operating at minimal efficiency. Hyperdrive ineffective.
As if this ship didn't go through enough in the wars. Now it's beached on a planet in uncharted space. Quite honestly, I don't think there's going to be a damn thing I can do to fix it. But that's not going to stop me from trying. As long as water isn't seeping into the engine deck, then we shouldn't have to worry about water damage to the ion engines anytime soon. Even then, I don't see how this ship is ever going to get in the air again. This whole deck is submerged under the ocean, and I wouldn't recommend firing the engines underwater. I'm going to take a look later, although again, I really don't think any good is going to come of it. Took a look at the engines earlier today. Hyperdrive is shot, and it will take far too long to fix it. Even if we scavenged around the planet, it gets better. One of the engines has a crack in it, and the fuel line is leaking. Where the hell are we going to find fuel on this planet? I knew this was going to be a waste of time. There's next to nothing I can do here. The engines are pretty much unrecoverable. Give it a couple years, and the water damage will be enough to leave the whole ship corroded. A sad fate for such a good vessel. Bridge is operational. Medical bay as well. We have a few shuttles in the hangar bay that are still operational. The trick is going to be getting them up in the air from underwater. In truth, I don't think there's much that can be done from here in the ship. If there's anything we need to do, it'll have to be done on the planet. I don't fancy being stranded on an uncharted planet, but there's not much we can do. I'm sure both General Revan and General Malak have a plan. I'm going to head outside to assess the exterior. Oh, how fun.
What is it?
Yeah, sure.
Your wish?
I heard I said. Huh? Yes?
For the Republic!
What?
Yes.
What? Yeah?
Yes.
What?
No. Before I explore this, I want to go back and check this part over here. And General Revan has been torturing prisoners again. I had to destroy another body this morning. While I'm not particularly fond of these Mandalorian brutes, I believe it's a tad excessive. Quite frankly, I'm surprised we're even taking prisoners. Ever since the Battle of Duro, General Revan and General Malak haven't been waging war like the Jedi. They eradicate the Mandalorians wherever they find them, along with whatever bystanders are in the way. I shouldn't question it too much. Maybe it's just payback for Kotor and every other world the Mandis have burned. Even the Jedi can't keep their emotions in check forever, facing all of that brutality. Okay, so that's just a log of Revan, or rather me, torturing prisoners.
Your wish? Yes?
Versus slashing versus bludgeoning. You know what? I might wear that. I don't even know who you are.
So soon to forget old battlefield foes, Revan. We fought on Onderon near the end of the war. You and that dog Vaklu personally stormed my command center. Vaklu wanted me as a political prisoner, but you chose to leave me here to rot. I watched you mutilate my comrades during interrogations. I watched you get bored and toss some of us out the airlock. Your actions do not befit a warrior, much less a Jedi. Do you not remember?
Well, my mind was destroyed and my memory lost. I am sorry, but I have no recollection of who I once was.
So you mock me? Do you take me for a fool, Revan? You can't take responsibility for your own actions? Such a warrior you are. You should have killed me on Onderon all those years ago. Granting me a warrior's death would have spared you from your soon-to-be demise. I killed many of your kind during the war. I'll admit, I missed the thrill.
Now this is what I've been waiting for.
Don't worry, Taris. I haven't forgotten about you. You taint your honor being with this Jedi. You'll be next.
Jedi can do.
Kotor line is broken. Mandalorian fleet smashed through and destroyed the patchwork fleet put together by Admirals Veltra and Somos. Admiral Veltra's ship, the Reliance, was pulverized. All hands, including Admiral Veltra, are confirmed as killed in action. Then, of course, as they usually do, the Mandalorians bombarded the planet. I've had enough of this. We need the Jedi in this war, and we need them now. We've been lobbying for their help for months. How many planets need to be razed before they do something? Taris is considered, by some, to be the Coruscant of the Outer Rim. With it gone, nothing's stopping them from pushing into the Mid-Rim. We'll take them reaching Coruscant's doorstep before they finally decide to do a damn thing. An absolute travesty. Even with the Jedi in the fray, there was nothing we could do to stop the Mandalorians from taking Duro. It was bad. They laid waste to nearly the entire planet and caused the entire native Duros to side with them for their own survival. This was General Revan's first battle since being named the Supreme Commander of the Republic military by Chancellor Cressa. The Chancellor got his wish. The Republic citizens got their wish. We all got our wish. We finally got the Jedi. And we still got pounded into submission. The Jedi need to start fighting like Jedi. We need them on the front lines in the thick of it. Not in support roles. If we can't match their ferocity, then we'll never be able to beat them. With Duro gone, the Mandalorians are that much closer to Coruscant and the core worlds. General Revan and the other Jedi did their best, but their youth and inexperience showed. Even some of the great tacticians start from humble beginnings. Admiral Kareth's gonna have to sit them down and teach them a thing or two about commanding fleets and large-scale military operations.
Tell you what, even though we've been beating them back pretty good for a while, doesn't mean it's been easy for us. Quite the opposite, in fact. Onderon was rough. We recaptured the city of Isis with a great deal of support from General Vakru and the Onderonian resistance. But dividing our forces between Onderon and Duxon put a huge strain on our fleet. We couldn't exactly pulverize either area for obvious reasons. The Mandies were too dug in. While Onderon was the easier of the two, casualties were still high for both operations. Duxon was really bad. It was a bloodbath. Our strategy devolved into essentially sacrificing entire platoons in order to take out Mandalorian encampments. I'd like to think that the war is close to being won after taking out their headquarters, but it still just seems like there's so much more to go.
Yes? What?
Yes?
Yes?
This appears to be a makeshift communications relay scavenged from the materials within the ship wreckage. From what you've gathered, many of the Mandalorians here were prisoners taken during the Mandalorian Wars. It is likely this relay was intended as a means to get off this planet. It seems like this was also a secondary purpose for this relay, an attempt to hail Mandalorians from other crash sites across the moon. The shoddily constructed relay crumples. Okay, I think I'm done. So that was a bit weird, like, you know, it was a lot of combat, but there were also bits and pieces of lore that actually were kind of interesting. Because you had those sort of signs of a deeper purpose between Revan's actions, and possibly some sort of foreshadowing for KOTOR 2, with you know, the description of what happened at Malachor in the final battle of the war. So I don't know. It is what it is. It wasn't like a great piece of restoration, but it was something. But this episode has been long enough, so that's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!